I got a lot of books. Can't you see? Okay, I need to find a place to put these. What's up, you guys? Thank you so much for clicking on this video. In today's video, I will be doing a book haul, and I got around 15 books from Amazon. I will have all of them linked below if you like any of them. I have all of the packages over here. I have not opened any of them yet, so I'm going to open them. I got a knife, and I'm going to do that. They all came pretty much separately, but there were a couple packages that have probably 5 or 6 books in them, so I'm very excited. It feels like Christmas, and it's 2 months away, so I'm so excited to open them, but I'm going to do that now. Also, I want to say before we get started that I'm sorry about kind of my setup. We have a huge window right there where we would have a balcony if they had one here, or a deck, but they don't. So it's very bright, and I'm not recording this at night. This is my only chance to record this video because I have family over, my mother and Johnny. I kind of just kicked him out. Thank you, Johnny, I love you, but I really need to get this video recorded. I've had these books now just sitting here for like a week, and I just haven't had any time to record. So here I am now, but I'm going to get into that. I just want to say, like, this is kind of a makeshift thing, but I actually really like it. He did a really good job with the lights and stuff. So I'm going to open all of the books first that came in small packages, and then I'm going to save the 2 big packages for last. First book I got is When No One Is Watching. Also, I want to say I don't really know anything about most of these books. I read about them obviously when I bought them and figured out what they were about, but it's been a little bit, so I'm not sure. But this one is a thriller book. That is what it looks like. I really like the cover. I think it's really pretty. And I don't know, it's a psychological thriller. I believe this is about a girl that lives in a home, or I don't know if it's an apartment or a condo or what. Oh, I think it's a condo. I'm not totally sure though. And she just notices that people come and go quite often there, but I think they've been there pretty much all of her life, so I'm not really sure, but she's gonna kind of dive into the history of the area and the neighborhood. So I don't know, it seems interesting. I love psychological thrillers, and a lot of these books you're gonna notice are either thrillers, psychological thrillers, kind of more horror books. I'm also a huge Stephen King fan, so yeah, but this one is by Alyssa Cole, No One Is Watching. Like I said, I'll have all these linked down below if any of them sound interesting, or if you just like to look them up. I love buying books, and I love hearing people's recommendations, so if you also have any recommendations for me to buy, let me know, please. This first one is called The Loyal Wife. I just finished a book called, I think it was like The Lovely Wife, and that was really good. I actually really liked that book. But this is The Loyal Wife. Pretty much what this one is about is she's married to someone named Mike, and she's a very loyal woman, and she finds out that her husband is having an affair, and I guess she kind of just decides to try to ruin his life. I mean, that's kind of what it seems. It's a very short little blurb here on the back, but it seems interesting. So it's not too long of a book though. It's about 200 something pages, so it'll be a pretty quick read. It says, trusting her wasn't a mistake, betraying her was. So she's obviously gonna get her revenge. I'm excited to see how it is. I like these type of like creepy books, so I'm excited. It seems interesting, and yeah, we'll see. It's a gripping psychological thriller, I think. Yeah, a gripping psychological thriller with a twist. So we'll see if it's a good twist. I don't know if these are any good. I haven't read any of these books, obviously. It means I'm opening them all, but eventually I will probably make reviews because I'm trying to get more into like the book world. I really love books. I've loved books since I was a little girl, so it's a good world for me. And now the next one is called One by One. I'm not sure what the picture is of this. It's like a cabin, I think. I'm not sure. So in this book, I think they're going on like a road trip, a little vacation, the adults were. And then their car breaks down, and then they're, I guess, like lost and stuff. But then they, one by one, mysteriously start disappearing, like one by one person. So that's why it's called One by One. But I don't know what will happen. But it says only one of them will return home alive. So I don't know. It just says they don't know, has a wild animal been hunting them, or is Hunter one of them? I don't know. But this sounds pretty interesting as well. I like that these are shorter books because I've been reading a lot of longer books lately that just take longer, like 500 to 600 pages. So it's nice to, you know, or even some of them are more than that, but it's nice to have some smaller ones. But I'm going to sit through these, means I have a lot of these books, so I'm not going to talk too much about them. Like I said, I don't really know what a lot of them are about. I read the back and kind of get an idea and then pass it along. Okay, so this one is called The Turn of the Key Oh, this must have been sold at Target, but I got this on Amazon because there's a Target little thing right here. I'll worry about that later. But it's by Ruth Ware. I don't know if it's about someone who got like wrongly accused of something. I'm not even sure. It kind of seems like that from what I just saw, but I don't know. So I'm not really sure, but from whatever I read on Amazon, it made me interested in buying it, so that is why I got it. And I actually really like this book. It is used, like I said, but I think that's just how the cover is. I don't think that's from, yeah, it's not from being used because it looks like a bunch of marks, but it's a cool looking cover, so I'm excited. I wish I knew more about what it was about. I'm sorry, but hey. This one is called I Know Where She Is by S.B. Caves. Interesting. Okay, it's a pretty book. It's little again, another small book. This is about a lady whose daughter goes missing, and it's been 10 years, and on the day of the 10-year anniversary, she gets a note, I believe. Yeah, a note where it says, I know where she is. Hence the title of this book. So I don't know if she's alive. I have no idea. I don't know if she's going to find her dead. I don't know what's going to happen. But I guess I'll find out once I read it. This one is When No One Is Watching. I love this title though. Or this cover though. I love that color. I don't know if you can tell. It's like a light, like a kind of like a sun color. Sorry about the glare. And then dark. I don't know. It's cool. So this one, it's based on someone I believe running for Congress, something like that. Something high up in the world. And he does something bad. He causes a really bad accident. I think someone dies. And then he somehow is able to pin it on someone he knows. And then he flees the scene. Like he pins it on someone who's like a drunk or something, I think. And then he kind of gets away with it. But then I think stuff starts coming up eventually in the future. And he must decide if he wants to stay with that story. Or like if he's going to come clean. Or just dig himself into more of a hole, but like to cover his own butt and hurt his friend or whoever he knows. So that should be interesting as well. You should never frame someone for something you did. That's very bad. So I hope he gets what he deserves from what I'm reading. This one is like airtight. All right. Okay. Can I even like, can I just peel it? Oh, it's this book. I'm excited because I've seen this movie, but I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this movie, but I've never read the book. And it's been so long since I've seen it, like I can't even really remember it. And this is the 50th anniversary edition. Never have read this book, but it's Rosemary's Baby. Honestly, I don't really remember the movie, and I don't exactly know what it's about, other than I know it's this couple, and they live with these like older, I think they're older, and kind of strange people. And she becomes pregnant when she's living there with them, and they just seem to like become very interested in her and like her well-being while she's pregnant and stuff. But it's like not as it seems. Like they're not doing it to be good. I think they want her baby, if I remember. Like wanted, I don't know. I mean, it's called Rosemary's Baby. It's something really creepy with that. So I'm very excited to read it. I love reading books and then watching movies. And so I'll probably read this and then watch the movie again. It means it's been years. I haven't seen that since I was a little kid because my parents watched it and I was like freaked out by it. Okay, this one's like small, but that's all right. And it's all pre-wrapped. Okay. So this one is called Lying in Wait by Liz Nugent. I'm not sure how you say that, so I'm sorry if I'm butchering her name. But it's more of like a pocketbook, but I actually really like these books sometimes. Because, I don't know, they just seem so easy, and I love these type of books when you're going flying and stuff, so maybe I'll keep this. I have so many books to read that I can just keep this one for the future because I need to go on the plane in February, so maybe I'll read it then. But this is another thing that's kind of about a house. I know that other book I was talking about was about a neighborhood, but this one is about their house, and there's a dark secret, but everything's going great until their kid stumbles upon the secret. I don't know if it's an item or what it is, but it kind of sets everything in motion, and bad things happen, I guess. I'm not sure what happened, but it looks like a very creepy house, I'll tell you the truth. I would never want to live in that house. Yeah, it looks haunted. Let's move on to one of the big boxes. We got this box right here. So this is Salem's Lot by Stephen King. I just said a little bit ago, I love Stephen King's books. Never read this one. And this one's also kind of like a smaller book, and it's around 630, 40 pages. But I don't really know what this is about. Like, I don't know if this isn't Salem's Lot like the witches, or is that something else? I don't know. But I know it's something spooky and sinister, and I don't know, but I'm very excited. It's like some kids venture out into the woods. I don't know what this is really about. I'm sorry. I never have seen this movie. I haven't seen, is this even a movie? Like Salem's Lot? I feel like this is a movie, but it doesn't say anything about being a movie. I I really don't know what I'm talking about right now, so please take everything I'm saying for this book with a grain of salt because I don't know what it's about. You could easily Google it though, and I know it'll probably be great, so I'm very, very excited to read it. I love Stephen King's books. So excited. Pretty sure it's a movie. Could also be wrong about that. I mean, a lot of his books are movies, so I'm sure it's a movie, but I don't know. And then, ooh, I'm excited about this one too. It's also a Stephen King book. This is the first hardcover book so far that I've gotten. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm so excited to read this. This might have to be the book I read next because I think it ties into the book I'm actually reading right now from what I just read. And I don't know how I didn't realize that when I was picking it up and ordered it online, because it's probably because I think I ordered this before I started the book I'm reading now. But right now I'm reading, what am I reading? The Outsider by Stephen King, and it's super good. But what I just read on the back talks about a couple people that I recognize again from their names. So I'm like, what the heck? And it's talking about a small padded, I'm just going to read it so you guys hear what it says. It says, in January of 2021, oh, that's cool, January 2021, a small padded envelope addressed to Detective Ralph Anderson is delivered to the Conrads, the Andersons' next door neighbors. The Anderson family is on an extended vacation in the Bahamas. Printed on this envelope in large letters is "Do not forward, hold for arrival." When Ralph opens the package, he finds a flash drive titled "If It Bleeds," presumably referring to the old news trope which proclaims, "If it bleeds, it leads." The drive holds a King of Report or spoken word diary from Holly Gibney, with whom the detective shared a case that began in Oklahoma and ended in a Texas cave. It was a case that changed Ralph Anderson's perception of reality forever. The final words of Holly's audio report are from an entry dated December 19th, 2020. Ooh, creepy. She sounds out of breath. "I have done the best I can, Ralph, but it may not be enough. In spite of all my planning, there's a chance I won't come out of this alive. If I do die and you choose to continue what I've started, please be careful. You have a wife and son." So why that's cool to me, and this is a cool picture. It's like a snake with a cat face, cat with a snake in the middle. But the book I'm reading has Ralph Anderson in it right now, and I'm almost to the part where they're talking about with the cave, and so I'm like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? But Holly Gibney has been in, she was in all of Stephen King's the Bill Hodges trilogy. There was 3 books. I just had finished those, and then now I'm reading The Outsider, and I was so shocked when I saw her in it, and I was like, oh my god, it like kind of ties together, and it's so cool. And so now Holly's in this one too, even though not really, but her voice is in it. I don't know if she ends up being in it. She might. If she's alive, I don't know if she's alive, and she's alive right now in my book, but he's in it. I don't really like him though, to be honest with you, but maybe I'll end up liking him more, but so far I can't stand the guy. But I'm excited because I had no idea they connect together. I have to read this next. Highly recommend you get this. Highly recommend you read the Bill Hodges series, first of all. I know not everyone loves it, but not everyone loves everything, so a lot of people liked it. It wasn't like a hated book. It was a very well-liked book. I recommend those, and if you like those, I definitely recommend The Outsider. That book is amazing. And then, I don't know if I recommend this yet, but this will probably be November's book. So, if you're curious if I recommend this, check out my November book club review, whenever that is out. This will be out way before then though, because it's still October. Haven't read it, but if you're watching this now and it's past November, go check it out. See if I liked it. I don't know. Spoiler, I probably will, because I love a lot of Stephen King's books. This book is called The Silent Patient, and it's by Alex Michaelides? I don't know exactly how you say his last name, but it's something like that. Another hardback, another hardcover. And so this is about a lady who is married, and it seems like everything's going good for her. She has a husband, like I just said, has a really nice house, kind of has everything she needs, ever wanted, at least from what we see. But then her husband comes home late from work one day, and she just shoots him 5 times in the head and kills him. And she never says another word after that. And people are like, obviously, what the hell just happened? So people try to talk to her, and then she starts seeing like a therapist or psychiatrist. I don't know if it's a therapist or if there's a psychotherapist. Never heard of that. I don't know. But apparently there's something like way deeper behind why she did it, I think. I don't know for sure, but that's how it seems. I don't know why she did it, but for you to shoot your husband 5 times in the face when it seems like you're living a normal life, there's probably something really bad going on behind closed doors that we don't know about yet, and we'll probably find out in the book. So, sounds pretty damn interesting to me. I'm excited. I really like these type of psychological things where I don't know until the end, and I'm like, oh, it might be this, it might be this. Love those type of things. Not as excited as If It Bleeds, but I'm still excited. Check out any of these books down below. I'm gonna have to go through and link them all, but I will definitely do that. We're moving on to the last package. Okay. Okay, oh my gosh, I did not realize this was such a thin book. It's a Stephen King book. This is so small. Oh my god, it's like 150 pages. I could literally read this in like half a day. But it's called The Mist by Stephen King. Like a mist emerges and like it wreaks havoc everywhere it goes. And then they're trapped in a supermarket, like a bunch of people, them in a group of people that have survived the mist, and so they're trapped. And I don't really know what's going to happen, but it's a very short book. At the end it says, and what you're about to hear, you'll never forget. So I don't know. I haven't heard much about this book. I mean, I'm sure it's not bad, but I'll find out and I will probably eventually let you guys know. I just haven't read it, and I have read quite a few Stephen King books now, so eventually I plan on making like my favorite Stephen King books, a video talking about my favorite Stephen King books, or like rating them 1 to 10 or whatever, like my top 10. And maybe like eventually I'll do like my least favorite books, you know. So far I've enjoyed all of them, so maybe that will be the first one I don't. But I'm not saying that yet because I don't want to say that just because it's a smaller book. I mean, it could still be really good. I just never read shorter books. I can't remember the last time I read a book under 200 pages. And 200 pages is still really short in my opinion, but hey, it could be really good. So I'm not going to say anything bad. I'm going to give it a chance. Okay, now we have The Shining. I have never read The Shining by Stephen King. I know that this is like a highly, you know, read book, highly seen movie. I have seen the movie. It's been a very long time, but I remember a lot about it. Like I know what happens, well, pretty much what happens. I know like they went out and they started living at this hotel and they were taking care of it, and there was like a storm, I believe, you know, and they couldn't leave, and so then someone, I'm not going to say too much, even though I'm sure a lot of people have heard about this and seen The Shining because it's like so iconic. Like someone goes crazy, and I mean, they say, here's Johnny, like, you know, we've seen this, okay? But I'm excited to read it because I have never read it, and I don't know, I just think it would be really, really cool because I also got a book that is a sequel to this, and I didn't know there was a sequel to this, so I'm just extremely excited to see how it is in the book. I mean, movies leave out details, and so it'll just be really cool to read the whole book. And then rewatch the movie because it's been years since I've seen that movie as well, and so I'll be really excited to see it, but I'm so excited. And if you didn't know, it's like, it's a man and his wife and his son, and they move out here, and they're taking care of a hotel, and then there's a snowstorm, I think it's a snowstorm, and they can't leave. Like, no way to leave, they're alone. Someone starts going absolutely crazy, like sees crazy things, and like, it's crazy. I'll just leave it at that. It's crazy. And now, means I just said that one. Let's read this one. This is Stephen King, Dr. Sleep. This one is a movie. I don't know, is it a movie or is it just a TV show? Is it a movie? For some reason I thought this was a TV show, but I guess I'm wrong. So this is like a sequel to that, and I don't exactly know what happens at all. I've never seen this movie, but I don't really want to read the back of this just in case it does give something away from this, just because if you want to read this and you've never heard of this somehow, I'm not going to say too much. And also, I don't want to spoil it for myself because, like I just said, I have not read this, and there's definitely going to be stuff that's not included in the movie that I would like to, you know, read and not get spoiled. I'm sure there's not much to spoil me, but I don't really know what this is about. And I want to keep it that way. So, if you want to know more about this book, Dr. Sleep by Stephen King, Google it, look it up if you want it, buy it, do whatever. We got 2 books left. Let's do this one. So I think this is like the only book I got that's more of a romance book. I used to love Colleen Hoover. I read her, not a whole bunch, but I did really like her books. I don't really remember the ones I've read. I could check on Goodreads, but I don't know. And I don't know why I got this one. I just wanted to switch it up. It's called It Ends With Us, and I don't know what it's about. It says, sometimes the one who loves you is the one who hurts you the most. I think she just meets some guy and they get together, and I mean, I don't know. There's like someone else appears, like someone I think she used to like or dated, and then it like threatens her relationship with this other guy. I don't know, but sometimes I really like to mix it up because sometimes I just read so much thriller, Stephen King, horror, like mystery, that I kind of get tired of it, and I'm like, I would like to read like a very nice romance or just something lighthearted, you know, not like spooky or it's like making me jump off my seat, like freak out. So I got this to at least have, because I don't really have many romance novels that I haven't read. Like I have some over there and probably over here, but I've read them all. We are moving on to the last book. This is a Stephen King book, The Institute. I have seen this in Barnes & Noble. I go there quite often when I'm dashing and stuff and I don't have an order, and I like to just hang around Barnes & Noble. I find it so fun, but it's just always way more expensive, I think, at Barnes & Noble. I never buy books there unless, I don't know, I just don't buy books at Barnes & Noble, except I actually have one other book to show you actually that I did just buy from Barnes & Noble, and I did it because I could not find it online. So I guess that's one of the only times I ever buy books from Barnes & Noble, because I could not find it online. So the book I'm about to show you after this won't have it linked below because I just don't know where you get it. So I guess you get it on barnesandnoble.com. But this is the Institute. Like I was just saying, I've been seeing it all over the place. I think the cover is really, really cool. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's really cool. It kind of reminds me of like Monsters Inc. or something. Keep this short so we can move on to the next one. But he's taken from his family. It's a little boy, and he's put with a bunch of other kids, and he lives in, like, I'm guessing it's this, which looks like a train, but it's a room, and it looks just like his old room. And wakes up there, and outside his door there are other doors with kids with special abilities. I don't know if he has abilities. I don't know what they are. This reminds me of, I can't remember, I think The Girl with All the Gifts. I read that. And the boy, is it The Girl with All the Gifts or The Boy with All the Gifts? I don't know. One of those. I read both of them, but one's The Girl with All the Gifts, and then the boy with, I don't know what he had, something. And for some reason, this kind of reminds me of that. I think that was, yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking of. This book, and there might have been another one too. No, I think that's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is. Let's stop. Let's stop. We're just staying on this book. Okay. But anyways, I don't know. He just wants to leave because he's trapped there. I mean, he can't leave. They're forcing him to stay there. And some people make it out and some don't. Kids. And I guess we'll see what happens. Hoping he makes it out. You can make it out. Okay, now this is our last book. Now this is not from Amazon. Like I said, all of these are from Amazon. This was from Barnes & Noble. So, where did I put it? Oh, here it is. Let me grab it. I forgot that I just bought this and I wanted to include it in this video, but I haven't read it yet. So this was another little pocket book, but I did not care because I just really wanted to read something by this guy. So this is Strangers by Dean Koontz, I think is how you pronounce his name. I've heard great things about this author, and I don't think I've ever read anything by him. So I just really wanted to get something. There's a cute picture of him and his dog. That's a cute dog. In a way, he seems familiar to Stephen King. I don't know, it means I haven't read, but just from what I just read reminds me of Stephen King. So I don't really know what happens, but it seems interesting, and I think they're all just strangers, and they all come together, and I don't know, but I'm excited. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry I don't have like great snippets of all the books just because I haven't read them. If I had read all of them and I did this video, I could, you know, say a ton more about the books, and like this would be way too long of a video, but we had quite a few books. So if you are interested in any of these books, I will have them all linked down below. I don't know if I will have this one linked down below. I don't even know if you can buy this online from Barnes & Noble, if I don't know, but just know that I got this one at Barnes & Noble. It wasn't hard to find at Barnes & Noble, so maybe you could find it if you care. But all the other ones I will have linked down below. And yeah, that's all I really got to say. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Please give it a big thumbs up if you enjoy and if you like these type of videos, because I will be making more book-related videos. Probably not a haul anytime soon because, you know, I got these books. I know this is not a lot compared to some people, but it was a pretty penny still for all of these books. I bought them all at once, so except for this one. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Also subscribe if you enjoy these type of videos. I don't only post book content, forewarning you right now, but I will be posting a lot of book stuff, and I do post a lot of I do a lot of DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, all that stuff. I do that, and I make a lot of videos doing that, and I eventually want to do like a vending machines business, and I just do a lot of like money stuff. I need to make a video about my Robinhood account. There's a lot of stuff I need to make videos about, so if you are interested, then you should subscribe, and you should like this video. Okay, I will shut up now. Thank you guys for being here, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!
Adventure, then fly to home. But if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go.